All right, y'all. Welcome to my first podcast, the Speakeasy podcast. I'm in the neighborhood Alki Pops, and I got an amazing first guest. I don't know how I pulled it off, but I got this woman that continues to go viral every single day. Just an intellectual, a military member, one of the most intellectual black women on the platform, and always speaking her mind, and it's natural, it's not forced. We got Frankie and her TikTok name, Frankie underscore AAB. So y'all go follow her. How you doing, Frankie?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm so honored that you even, decided to have me as your first guest. When you hit me up, I was like, okay, period. But this is also my first podcast. Because despite me being on my phone talking, I'm actually pretty shy in real life. And a lot of people don't know that because I seem so outgoing, but in reality, I just be in my room talking to myself. But
Hey,
yeah, I appreciate you having me on here.
that's good to know because a lot of people think like, how am I going to get started? I'm a shy person. Like, I don't really have like the personality. That's what they think in their head. But all of those thoughts that's in your head could just be on video, and it's just like a personal journal. And
It really
I think that's
is.
why a lot of people are afraid. But I don't know. I don't know why. It's just like it's so easy.
I think a lot of people are afraid of the people they know because that's what used to scare me is the people that I know and being concerned about what they think and how they're going to react and how they're going to take it and what they're going to say. But I promise you, once you get that first check, that should go out the window. I don't give a damn.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
give a
You
damn.
start
And you
getting
know what
paid.
my mom said to me? She's she said, you cannot afford to care what they think.
Right.
You like literally where I was at the time that I was starting TikTok, she was like, you cannot afford to care what people think about you. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Because especially when all you're doing is talking or making content, you're not, doing anything bad. So it's like, who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, you're not doing any like that's how my family is. Like my mom see my videos, my aunt see my videos, and that made me feel more comfortable with the women in my life seeing my videos because that's the most important to me. And they know I'm being genuine. They know how I grew up. They know, I'm doing something more positive than things I was doing
Yeah.
before. So they like it. They love it. And yeah, it's
And the
just
people, and here's the thing, the people who has something negative to say is not people you should care about their opinions anyway. The people that love you and support you, that genuinely care about you, they're gonna support. They're gonna love it. They're not gonna have anything negative to say. They might have feedback. They might have feedback, but
yeah.
they're not gonna think negatively of you.
Yeah, it's just TikTok, man. I think the only those negative people that's hating and be like, oh well, blah 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 blah. It's just people who wish that they can do stuff their self, and I think that's a lot of the whole backlash thing. It's just a lot of people who wish that they had a personality that was more broadcasted. They want the fame. When people like us, I don't think that we necessarily want fame. I think we just having fun. Um, and I think that's why I like your content the most. Like, I don't feel like when I'm watching your content, I don't feel like, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't feel like you started a TikTok to sit on here and rant about politics or these conversations that with current events. I don't feel like that's what you came on here to do, but when stuff is happening in the world, I feel like you just talk about
Exactly. I just talk a lot.
it.
I just talk a lot and I always have something to say. Like literally, I always have something to say. And I just decided like one day I'm just gonna pick up my phone and just state my opinion and state how I feel. It really is just like a live diary. And it's like
Yeah.
things are going on and I think something, I have to say it. Or not have to, but I want to say it. I'm like, you know what, I have an opinion on this. Let me just get out and say it. And I used to do it a lot on Facebook. I used to
Mm.
do it all the time on Facebook. When I was pregnant, I had to get off Facebook because I could not stop like on my phone all the time. And then when TikTok came around and I could just like record a video, say it and post it and go by my day, even better.
Ain't Facebook ghetto? Ain't it ghetto over there?
It's a cesspool. It is literally I cannot I don't even know why I keep a Facebook. I think, and every time I go over there now, right now, I leave angry. I leave angry. I'm just like, I hate it over here so much. Like, they're so ignorant. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
and then I think real on Facebook is people I know. So either people I've come up in the military with, people I've known before the Navy. Um, and then I get over there and I'm like, oh, I really hate that I'm gonna have to block you now.
Yeah.
I really hate that. Like, you just no longer align with where I'm at in my life. And some people gonna say that's childish, blocking people you know because their perspective. And to me, it's not, because your viewpoints to me feel harmful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm just, yeah, I'm good. And
That's
I
why I
think a lot
deleted
of
my
people on
Twitter.
Facebook, you you know, I have Twitter. I didn't delete it. I don't post on there. I'll try every year, every 2 years or so, I'll go back and I'll try, and I can't get with it. But my content ends up over there often, and people will hit me up or they'll send
Same.
me my video that someone reposted, and but then I never want to go in the comments, because the comments, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, commenters, not the same as TikTok.
Yeah. Not at
Not the
all.
same as TikTok. It's just,
And
it's really a completely different world.
Twitter, like I'm big on like the sports thing. Like I don't really talk about sports a lot on TikTok because I feel like it's boring to talk about sports all the time, and it's toxic because everybody has their team and like everybody biased about sports. But I'm big on sports on Twitter, and I used to box, and I'm big in the boxing world. Like I just know everybody, like from the boxers all the way down to like the interviewers and like I don't know, just everybody. And I just realized how toxic the men in the boxing world are. Like these are like old school barbershop type men, like that dumb bitch in the crib, like talking about their wife, like that dumbass bitch talking about some man. We voting for Trump, man. We getting these stimmies. Like that's the type of dumbasses in the boxing world. So I'm like, I gotta
You know
remove
what? There
myself.
has to be something, there has to be like an association with the level of violence that boxing requires. Cause I mean, when you really think about it, right? Like I thought about it one time, it was one of them big fights I was on, and I don't watch sports. I'm just get that put that out there. I don't watch sports unless it just somebody else has to be watching it, but I will never turn it on. But they were watching a match and I'm sitting there and I'm like, imagine just saying, I just want to punch people in the face for a living, or I just want to get punched in the face for a living.
That's my life.
You know, like, okay, what was going on? What was going on?
I
You had a
mean,
lot going on.
it's a
Or,
cultural thing. DC, Baltimore, Philly, big on boxing. Like it's a cultural thing, I think.
but
And when
what
I
made you say, you know what, this is for me? Or did you just feel like can't nobody whoop my ass?
Nah, this is how like I said, it's cultural. My father, he know all of the big boxes that came out of DC. Like it's a dude named Mark Two Sharp. When I was little, I was down Mark Two Sharp barbershop getting a haircut with all the boxes in there, talking boxing and stuff. My father was training me in the basement. As soon as I got to high school, I'm already at a gym where dudes is trying to train for the Olympics or like trying to go pro. Like it's very cultural. Like I go to Philly all the time. It's big boxing up there. It's Baltimore
Isn't that
boxing,
where Rocky
everything.
from?
Rocky is not a real person, Frankie.
It's not.
Frankie, that is a fictional character.
I thought Rocky was based on like a real person.
No, Rocky. All right. Um, let's sip this
Okay,
cup. We got.
I'm
Let's.
also not. I'm also not American. Okay,
That is true. That is true.
I'm
And
also
for
not
for the
American. So
for the TikTok audience, me and Frankie are
listen, that's gonna
drinking
be a
some
clip right there.
for the
Listen,
TikTok audience, me and Frankie is hydrating and drinking H2O, some liquid
H2O.
IV. Uh-huh. But for the
Mm-hmm.
for the YouTube audience, there's some grown folk shit right here.
Okay,
There's some
listen.
grown folks drinks in these
On my
cups.
life, I thought Rocky was based on like a real. I thought like that was like a real boxer, and they life imitate like like how they have Muhammad Ali movie, and I thought that's
And Michael B.
mm,
Jordan and the dude that dressed old. What's the dude that dressed old as shit? That was with Megan Good.
Jonathan Majors. That's the one.
Jonathan Majors. Yeah, 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 yeah. So he a real boxer too. Him, Michael B. Jordan,
Wait,
and
Michael B. Jordan used to box in like real life.
no, I'm just fucking with you.
Listen, when it comes to sports, you can literally tell me anything. I'll be like, yeah, that's
Well,
crazy.
I was in the NFL for like 5 years, so
All right now, all right. You know why I know that's a lie? Cause niggas that used to play pro sports never let that shit go. I would have been known. That shit would have been in your
oh
bio.
yeah.
NFL athlete played for the what's the team? The
Titans
Giants.
practice squad.
Like they that shit. You listen. They lead with that. Like they. It's like okay, you used to. What do you do now?
So I'm guessing you met some ex pro athletes running around. Um
Um, not many, but it's just like it's not even just sports. It's like men, I feel like in my opinion, when they have had the opportunity to touch something that people view as like this like amazing thing, and if they have not had the opportunity to surpass that, like some men leave sports and then they go to like either coaching or commentating or something or invest, I don't know, whatever. But if they don't get the opportunity to touch that success again, they never let it go.
oh
Even
yeah, a
men
lot of
that play
men.
even men
Yeah.
that play like college football, you're
Yeah,
gonna know they played college football.
men will always be where they peak at, and that's what I try to keep that out my head. Like, I had a lot of fun in high school and in college, but like I always have a new venture that I'm working on, so I can't focus on that. I got something
I
going on
think,
right now.
and I think they don't realize them focusing on that and living in that world, trying to constantly relive the glory days. They're preventing themselves from like achieving more.
Yeah, I mean, on TikTok, I honestly feel like people on TikTok don't even know like I owned a studio and I recorded all of the big artists in the area. Um, and they don't even know that. Like me and you was talking about the studio setup, and I said, oh yeah, I was already an audio engineer. Like,
Yeah, I was
I don't be
like,
talking about that because what is there to talk about? I don't do it no more.
I mean, yes and no, yes and no. It depends, right? It depends on the context. If you're like leading with like, yeah, I used to own a studio, I know Drake, and then it's like, okay, all right, but it depends. But like the way you brought it up is very useful because like, oh, okay, like if someone's talking about them trying to, record or do something, that is the time to be like, oh, I used to work in that field and I could assist, or if that you trying to assist,
Yeah.
you know.
So let's get into because before we start recording, y'all, Frankie was about to she was about to go on one of them Frankie rants.
Cause I
Um,
just listen, my mouth just be going.
so how did you get so all right, let me say this before that though. When I started really looking at your page, I followed you because of course more of your views on politics and just
Okay.
current events and stuff. But once I really started looking at your page, I'm like, oh, when she first started, it looked like she was trying to do some TikTok shop stuff. I seen you in a fur robe. I said, oh, this is a different woman.
Oh, you listen. You knew. Listen. I'm over here. I'm like. Oh, so he ain't getting to my man hating stuff. Because a lot of men don't follow me. Because if you look at my page, men be like, this she hate men. I'm like, I
Hey,
don't. I hate shitty men. And if you
I
watch that video and think that applies to you, then
I understand, but my opinion on that is, all right. If I meet a girl and she's shitty, I try not to make no videos about dating for a while because my opinion is going to be a little skewed. You know what I'm saying?
listen. I tell them stay off my page. I will say stay off my page.
I don't like to make it seem like all women shitty, but in my head, I'm dealing with a lot of shitty women. But to I'm not going to generalize them because nobody said finding a person that you want to be with for the next 40, 50, 60 years is going to be easy. To find that one person that's going to match you,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's a hard task, and I don't want to sit here and deal with a bunch of different people saying, "Oh, this ain't work because of this ain't work because of this," and these women all shitty and like make it seem like they all shitty because I met a lot of good women. My problem is the good women be in a fucking house. That should be pissing me off.
In the house making TikToks. Listen, because like going outside is and I think the world is just like changing so fast when it comes to social media and people are being a lot more guarded nowadays. Um,
Yeah.
but back to what, but let's get, because I do this all the time. Like I'll start talking. If you watch my videos, I'll start something and then I'll end up somewhere else, and it's like, how did she even get there? But whatever. Um, but yeah, you said because so you're recent because I didn't even I started TikTok shop. When did I start TikTok shop? I don't remember. Either way, it was a couple months ago. Well, probably at the beginning of 2024. But so I actually started TikTok around 2021. It was after I bought my house, and um I started making video when I said I was pregnant with my second daughter. And everybody in the house, COVID, and I started making like makeup videos and hair videos, wig reviews. That's when my page started popping up. I used to do these video. This is back when TikToks were 60 seconds and that's it.
Yeah.
And I was doing wig reviews, and I got to like 25K followers like that. It was easy to get a following back when COVID, because everybody in the house, everybody in their phone. And then I was doing videos for a little bit, and then I had finally I had made my first like $5. I made $5 and I was like, damn, I'm in there. And then life started lifing, and I was married at the time. We had a house. We have a toddler and a newborn, and life just started lifing a little too fucking hard. So I stopped making TikToks. I was still watching TikToks, but I wasn't making any videos. And got a divorce. Life went on, and then it was at the beginning of I was during 2023. I kind of started making videos again, but it was not consistent at all by any means. A little bit here, a little bit there. I actually forgot that I was in the creator fund at that point, so I was just making it to make it. And then at 2024, in the January 1st, 2024, I said, you know what? I made a video, me doing my makeup. I was sitting right here, and I said, everything I do moving forward is going to be intentional. I'm going to be very intentional when it comes to dating. I'm going to be very intentional when it comes to my content creation journey. Like, I'm just going to be very intentional with my life moving forward. And when I tell you 2024 has been such a fruitful year for me when it comes to TikTok. I made a little change on TikTok. Um,
You've been going viral every week now. Every time I said, hold on, she got 1 million on this joint, then the next week, oh, she got 2 million on this motherfucker. Hold up now. What the
listen,
fuck I'm doing
listen.
wrong?
You just have to keep talking. And you know what's so
Yeah.
crazy? It's the videos that you do not expect to go viral on. And I
No
learned that
rehab.
early on. The first video I got 1 million views on was a video of Michael Kors. It was some awards show or whatever, and he was there with Cardi B. And I thought Michael Kors was this like old white man, not this sassy gay man with long fingernails. And so
Oh
I
yeah.
did a green screen. I was like, did y'all know that this is who Michael Kors was? And apparently nobody else knew. And that video just like took off. Like, and I was like,
Lately I haven't been talking about current events, and I think that when I was watching your recent big videos, I'm like, damn, I should go back to talking about current events. But I kind of like got politicked out. Sometimes I go through these phases where I'm like, bro, fuck this shit,
it
bro.
gets
We can't
exhausting.
do
It
nothing.
does. It
Yeah.
does. It does.
And when you grow up in the DC area, it's not normal. Like, of course, you got the hood people that just don't know nothing about nothing, but you'll see people going down to the city council, city hall, like in DC, talking to the politicians and stuff, like asking for change in the area. Marion Barry was like big in DC, like the things he did for the kids and changing the city. So a lot of people around this area, they they into it. Like they into local politics. They're into me and my ex used to go down to the council hall, whatever it's called, and
Town
talk
hall
to them and see
meetings.
what they doing. Yeah. So um I mean, I go through phases where I'm like, I'm really into everything, but then I go through phases. I'm like, man, fuck this shit, bro. We can't do nothing out this motherfucker.
Listen, I'm right here with you. I'm right here with you. I feel the same way. There's some days I see stuff and I'm just like, I should say something about this. But I'm like, I don't have the energy. I don't have the bandwidth to even like talk about it or deal with it. But I think it's like, and that's the one other thing I love about TikTok is that when I do get the spark, I can just pull out my phone and record and say how I feel. It's not
Yep.
like YouTube where I have to set up. I don't on versus like Instagram. I feel if I go on Instagram, I have to look like this. If I go on YouTube,
Yeah.
I feel like I have to look like this. But I mean, now I start posting whatever on YouTube only because like, we don't know what the future of TikTok is going to look like. So I'm trying to expand my portfolio. But on TikTok, I feel safe to come on TikTok looking however I feel like whatever.
Yeah.
But any
Yeah.
other platform, you can't do that.
I'm already hip. But yeah, I mean, I like I said, I went on your page. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know. Now you know what, y'all. For my followers on TikTok, we're gonna have to change that ranking. Y'all know when I did that ranking, I said Mecca at the one, and then I put Brianna Schnell at the two. We're changing this up. We're gonna do that whole video over. We're doing that whole video over. We need a whole new ranking system.
Oh,
But
listen, I was like, listen, you know what? And I really don't be feeling like I'm on people's like radar. I feel like I'm known in like a certain like field. You know what I
which
mean?
is
TikTok
good
has its
though.
own like sectors.
Well, that's good
And
because let me tell you, every time I get people from another sector on my page, it pissed me off because I'll say something about women, and they'd be like, "Well, men, blah 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 blah." I'm like, "You're on the wrong page for that." I get on men all the time. You don't have to come on here doing this and that. Like, I'm not
like
even
stay
one of
on
those
topic.
dudes.
Like stay on
Yeah, like
topic.
they'd be like, "Well, black men does this and that." I said, "Look, we don't do no black women hating. We don't do no black men hating on my page. We're not doing none of that." But the people who follow me already, you know what I'm saying?
No.
I don't have those issues because they know
Yeah.
that everything I do is coming from either a joke or really from the heart. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
When your shit end up on the wrong side of TikTok, you be like, whoa, relax. Everybody calm down, please.
Yes.
Please.
Simmer down. We're just having jokes around this motherfucker. Goodness gracious. I made this video about how women keep running in and down low men because they act like somebody's grandfather. And these dudes come into my the men over here complaining about doing Valentine. I said, don't even come over here with that shit. I court my women. We're not doing
But
that.
you know what it is? I think what can you know what? I feel like some women have not had the pleasure of experiencing a man that will.
It be men
So
sometime though. It be men in my comments complaining about how men date. I'm like, I know
I
what you are.
you
I know
know,
what you are.
maybe they like men. Maybe they like men, and the men they dating they doing it either. You know what? Gay
Maybe,
men be having the
maybe.
same problems.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Gay
Hey
men be having
man,
the same problem. It's like, damn, if you can't get it out of a man, then you know what? I don't know. I don't know. I don't
hey,
know.
I'm from DC. I ain't judging nobody, man. I don't know if you ever been, but
No, I have not. The closest I've been is VA.
well, it's a lot of gay dudes in DC, and they be fighting. They be whooping ass. We had a gay gang. Yeah, one of my first viral videos, I was talking about that. We had a gay gang. It was called the Unexpected to Check It, and it started out with girls, but they
Listen,
let the
unexpected
boys
check it
join.
out. That's You know,
Yeah, they was crushing
listen,
folks.
listen. Imagine you're a straight heterosexual man, and like you would get beat the fuck up. Now,
Oh,
are
I
you
ain't
gonna go?
gotta imagine. I seen it
But
firsthand.
I'm saying,
These
like,
dudes.
imagine it happens to you. Are you gonna go now tell your friends you got beat up by a bunch of gay dudes?
So look, if you from around here, that's not even embarrassing. If you say the check it jump me, you be like, I get it, bro. Them dudes be broad. Like I'm talking
But
about
the thing is,
one of them was a Golden Gloves. I told you DC is a cultural like boxing area. One of them
mm,
won the Golden Gloves in boxing and be at the go go in a dress. I ain't lying. Some of
you
these
know
dudes was
what?
playing football with us, 6'2", swole dudes,
And that's why I think a
linebackers.
lot of people get it confused when they talk about like gay men. They be thinking like a lot of the gay men's be sassy, but it's like there's a lot of men walking around here that's gay that people don't know that are gay because they don't give feminine.
Yeah.
And it's like I know some gay dudes that's like that beat your ass.
And I used to say that all the time, like, this is when I was young, so don't cancel me, y'all. But my
Listen,
mindset when I was young was I don't care if my son fuck boys. I care if my son walking around like a bitch. Be able to take care of your man. If you got a man, be able to take care of shit. Be able to handle your business. Be able to fight. That was my mindset.
I mean, but that's not wrong because even my daughters, like, I want my daughters to be able to fight. Like, well, yes, I was about to say something. I was about to try to change it to sound like politically. No, I want my daughters to be able to beat some ass. I need them to be able to take care of themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want them to go out looking for fights. But my
Yeah,
daughters need to be able to take care of themselves. Like, I don't want them running scared. I don't want them to be like, oh my God, someone was picking on me. No, hit that bitch.
right. And that was my mindset. Like, if I'm gonna raise a man, I'm gonna raise a man to be a man. But if you fuck boys when you going home, you do whatever the fuck you want. Be a little
Listen, what
sassy on the
happens in your
weekend.
bedroom got nothing to do with me.
Yeah. But all right, we gotta get off of this before we get canceled. And you Jamaican. I got an ex from Jamaica. I would never get online talking about this stuff with her because she's going to call somebody a
Batman.
yeah, Jamaica
Listen,
different.
Jamaicans are very homophobic, but it once again, slavery.
Yeah.
It runs
Yeah.
deep. Like when I think from okay, so this is what I learned. Little history lesson is that like Jamaica was one of the colonies that they would bring like the hardest ones to break, and the way that they would break them is
Buck breaking.
exactly so, and it was so much in Jamaica that we developed a strong hatred for it.
That makes
So
sense. I
when
never
it
knew
comes,
that.
yeah, so that's why like Jamaicans like are so against like gay.
That makes sense though, because if you look at the South, the deeper in the South you get, the more it's like that. And it was a lot
Hmm.
of buck breaking down Louisiana, Texas, South
Hmm.
Carolina. My family, from South Carolina. A lot of people in DC from South Carolina, but that's the
Yeah, I think.
culture.
I think a lot of people don't realize like where this like deep rooted hatred comes from, and I think what Jamaicans are starting to move away from it. Even what's his name? It's a reggae artist. He has like a popular gay. Why is it not coming to me? I feel so un-Jamaican right now. But the song is basically about gay men, and like we'll play it in a club, and he's basically come out and said like he doesn't really want the song played anymore. It's one of his biggest hits because he doesn't have that viewpoint, and he doesn't want his gay fans to feel a way about it. That song is gonna bother me now.
You
It
know
wasn't
another
being.
thing that Jamaican men not really fond of that makes my job easier in life.
What?
When I meet a fresh off the boat Jamaican, meet a fresh off the boat Jamaican, she be like, "Yeah, the Jamaican men they don't eat pussy." Oh, baby, I'm about to open your mind up.
You know what? And I'm glad. Listen. I'm so glad I did not spend my formative years, I should say, in Jamaica because I left when I was 8. And yet, listen, that's what they say. That's what the men
Oh, okay.
say. I've never
Okay.
met a Jamaican man that did not.
Oh, okay.
They've said
Maybe I
it.
was, you know.
No, 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 no. Listen, I'm okay. I'm fresh off the boat. Fresh off the boat, probably. But like I said, I left when I was 9. I'm in my
Yeah.
30s. So the Jamaican men I have come across since then,
The American Jamaican men, though.
they're Jamaican. But listen, they gonna adapt. You gotta
I just
adapt.
know that if I meet a woman that says, "Oh, men don't eat pussy," I'm like, "Oh yeah, let's open up these floodgates." Cause hey baby, we gonna change your life real quick. That's just a part of the process. Like this is all one
It's like
process.
it.
Checks and balances.
Listen, we can't. What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? What are we doing? You don't eat
um,
coochie. We can't listen. I'm an adult,
right.
okay? And I like things done to me. So if you don't want to do those things to me, you're not my kind of guy.
So, do you think it's easier dating in the East Coast or West Coast?
That's hard to say because most of my dating has been through the Navy. I joined the Navy when I was 18.
Mm,
Actually, I joined the Navy when I was 16.
damn.
And I was in the delayed entry program for a year. So I joined at the end of my junior year, and I knew my entire senior year of high school I was leaving for the Navy.
You
And
went to high school in New York?
mhm,
One of them PSs?
PS is middle school.
Oh. Shows how much I know.
It's like actually it's no, IS is middle school. PS is primary school, IS is intermediate school, and then HS high school. So,
Mm,
yeah. Yeah, PS, IS, HS.
okay, my bad. I
Cuz
didn't mean to
ours
knock you
go
off
from
track there.
I think in the South y'all go from like K to 6 and then 6 to 12, or is it 8 to 12 or
We went K to 6, but when I got to the 5th grade, they changed it. So 6th grade, I used to call it junior high. We changed it. We started going to middle school and 6th grade, and yeah, sixth, seventh, eighth, and then go to high school after that.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's how ours is. So K to 5 is PS, and then 6 to 8 is IS, and then what's that? Did I say 6 to 8? Oh yeah, and then 9 to 12 is high school.
So I guess you didn't really date. Well, you said you lived on the East Coast for a while, just in the South, right? Like after
No,
high school.
so I never actually lived there. My mom lives there. I go there, but so when I left for boot camp that summer, I went to boot camp a week after my 18th birthday.
Mm.
Yeah, and when I was in boot camp, my mom moved to Georgia.
Uh,
Yeah, so
so
ever
you only
since
been dating California folks or just Navy
no
folks?
Navy, Navy, because when I my first so I went to boot camp
So that's
summer
how you
of
know. You know how I felt when I said we been moving fast. You know, you getting that bed. You never gonna leave.
never listen. The
Go
Navy
ahead,
move
Sonny.
like
Say,
the Navy move like the Navy move like lesbians.
hey, don't
Okay,
nobody want to get on that ship again with all them men and lay up in them little ass cots and
racks. It's called a rack.
man,
It's called a
ain't no
rack.
racks being seen. Ain't no racks being
Listen,
seen. No breast on that motherfucker. That ain't no rest
what are
racks.
you
Fuck
what are you
that.
talking about? They're co-ed ships. Every ship in the
Oh,
Navy actually is are frigates. I think I've never been on a frigate, but when they started combining ships, frigates were the last ships in the Navy that weren't co-ed. But every ship, even submarines now, are co-ed. All of our ships have. I've been on ships
oh, so y'all
like
be fucking.
n-
That's how you got them daughters.
no, well, but you know what's crazy? So okay, So I met my husband on my last ship. I met him on my last ship. But we didn't start dating until he left the ship. Like he left the ship. But the thing about the Navy is like, especially for those of us that don't have like our own families and we don't live in an area with our families, we tend to like hang out a lot. Like all of us tend to hang out with each other. You know what I mean? So we had got back from deployment and his house was the party spot. Like everybody would link up at his house. Like every like you know what I'm saying. Everybody I would say like 20, like everybody in their 20s and below, like him and his homeboys had like a house and that's where we would all go hang out.
So y'all
um
met on the ship, but he ain't try
mhm.
nothing on the ship.
He did, but I just wasn't paying no attention.
And then when he left, you get that male presence left. You're like,
No,
yeah,
well,
where
no,
you
because here's the
been?
thing. So when you first get to a ship, right, it's like the new girl at a high school.
Hmm.
I guess I got to the ship in the middle of deployment. So the ship was in not Bahrain. I think it was in Djibouti, Africa. So I get to the boat mid deployment, mind you. Now they out to sea, so the only people they've been seeing is each other. So here comes a brand new, fresh face. So of course everybody gonna try. Everybody gonna try. Oh, the new girl on the boat, yeah. But you can't give nobody. You can't give it up.
Yeah.
But also, I mean,
How they be seeing through them uniforms though? Do they look at you and then, once you take the uniform off, it's like, hey, surprise.
So here's the thing, right? So even though we're on the ship, a lot of times what happened, I mean, but this is also a great opportunity for you to know people because you're with them 24/7. When we're on the ship, it's a floating city. It's
Yeah.
literally a floating city. Like, I don't know if you've ever been on a cruise.
Mm-mm.
Well, it's kind of like a cruise, except it's just the crew of the ship there. Like, no one's just there riding the boat. Um, so you're there, literally, you live there, you work there. Um, so you get to really know people. So a lot of times you end up being attracted to people you would never thought you'd be attracted to. You get to know people, become friends with people you would never like actually be friends with, like if you weren't put in this situation. And when we hit Liberty, then the uniform comes off, everybody get dressed up, and you be like, well,
Yeah.
I'll be damned. That's what you look
Yeah.
like. You know what I'm saying?
I
So you get
shoot.
you get the opportunity to know people on a personal level, and then when we hit Thailand, Australia, and now it, you get to really see people. So
Yeah.
it's nice because you get to know people, and then like you'll see them like,
Right.
yeah. Cause
That's cool.
I look raggedy on the boat. I ain't even gonna hold you. I look a fucking mess. I look a fuck.
Hey, I work on a marine base. Imagine what them women looking like.
Listen, after a 6 hour watch, like I ain't slept in 12 hours. I and I work. I'm an engineer, so I don't work. People might see me and think like, oh, she probably like administration or supply or no. I work in a pit. I work on the engines. I work
What type of Oh, what type of engineer?
mechanical.
Mechanical engineer. That's
Hmm.
crazy. I
Yeah.
was
So
gonna ask
like,
you what you do.
yeah. So I'm a machinist mate. It's like we do a lot. Like our job is vast, so we could work with boilers, engines, conventional steam, um, ACs. Like I'm a certified AC&R technician. Um, water heaters, like our galley laundry, so like our washing machines, the stuff that the ship uses to cook, so stuff like that.
So you an officer or enlisted?
I'm enlisted.
Okay. Well, you're an engineer though. Shoot. I don't
Yeah.
know. You still good though. You got it.
I mean, I the last couple years I've been an instructor, and but I'm
Mm.
about to go back to sea.
Really? Oh yeah, you did tell me that. Yeah, you
Yeah, I'm
gotta
about to go back to sea.
live it up for a little while before you
Yeah.
know. What month?
Next month.
Oh, well,
Mhm.
shoot, you might as well fly to DC next weekend. You know what I'm saying? Just for one weekend, have some fun before you
Maybe,
get on that ship.
maybe not next weekend. Maybe weekend after next. Give you some time to
Okay.
get some things and sit in line.
Yeah.
And plus, I'm
We gonna
gonna
have
have
a
my kids. I'm
ball.
gonna have my kids next week.
We gonna have a ball. You ain't never. Hey, look. You ain't never. You that New York. I don't. We beefing with New York for real. For real. You ain't
But
never seen a real black city.
listen. You know what's crazy? People will ask me. They'll be like, "Oh, like how's New York or what's New York like?" And I'm like, I've never. I feel like I've never truly experienced New York as like a New Yorker adult. Because when
Hmm.
I've gone back, like mind you, I left at 18. So
Yeah.
I've gone, and then my mom left. So I've never like gone back and stayed like an extended period of time. I've gone back and stayed with my friends for like a week or so, and they've taken me out, but I've never known like where to go.
So let me tell you this. Every time somebody come out with DC, they say, "Oh, I'm just so surprised that it's just so black here." Like when we go out, we don't see a lot of white people. Like you might see one white person, and when we hear people say that, and then we get kind of confused because we kind of like just grew up like this. Like I only had one white person in my middle school. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, that's how we had two. It was these two Russian girls, very weird,
yeah. But
but
them
I
them
mean,
them women, I was just at the spot last night. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
you had a
Them
ball,
them
huh?
black women is
You
couldn't
you see
take
anybody
it.
from TikTok?
Yes, a couple people walk up to me every time I go out. I was down southeast at a plant shop one time. This most of my followers are like 50 plus women. Um, original
Really?
Washingtonians. You'll see us. They say I'm an original Washingtonian. I've been here for 45 years, and but
Listen,
yeah, it be older women. But when I went out, yeah, a few people. Oh yeah, you neighborhood Aoki. Um, but yeah, most of my followers are DMV people. So
okay. Me, I be
um,
going out hoping nobody don't be like, I know you from TikTok. I be like,
I was thinking about that because like when women was looking at me, I'm like, is she staring at me because she know me from TikTok or she really want me? Like, what's going on here? I don't know. I'm in my
it could
head
be
too
both.
much.
Listen, I feel like the bigger you get on TikTok, I feel like it's especially for men. I feel like for men, the bigger you get on TikTok or the bigger you get on any social media platform, women gravitate towards you. But I feel for like for women, it's not the same. Like, because when we was on live the other day and I had said like, oh, the only people that be in my inbox is like either old white men or like dudes that's like not in this country
Yeah.
or really old men. I don't know why really old men, but it's like dudes that's like closer to my age are not.
Them women be in my comments talking about some, oh, if I was younger, young man, I swear to God. And then they be like, I do got a daughter. I be like, man, your daughter don't want you putting her on.
That's weird.
Then your daughter do not. If you call your daughter and say, yeah, I got this guy from TikTok, she's like, Ma, come on now. Come on. What are you talking about right now?
Like chill out, chill out.
But before we cackle too much, I did have one serious question for you.
Okay.
Then back to cackling and yapping. With the DEI, have you ever? I feel like I know the answer, but we're just going to clear some things up, clear the smoke in the air. With the DEI, do you feel like you've been accepted into places in the military or rankings or jobs just from being a black woman?
No,
There we go.
absolutely not. Even in the military, um, there's a lot of scrutiny or I can't say it. You know what? It's in the time that I've been in the military, and I think my field is very male dominated. Um, I'm usually one of, or I've been in a division where it's like 20 plus men and I'm the only female. Um, so I work in a very male oriented field. And that is a very hard field to be respected in. I wouldn't say necessarily ranking, because when you're lower ranking, you can test, and your tests kind of like account for a lot. But um we do get these things called evaluations, and there have been times where I definitely felt like I've done the work, I've done what I need to do, and I feel like someone got it over me because they're a man and they fit the role better.
And they probably buddy buddy with, you know.
Yes and no. It's hard, it's so hard to say because there's so many factors. But when it comes, I've definitely been in positions where I've done well, and people have like accommodated me, or like not accommodated, but like congratulated me, or like acknowledge how well I've done at something. And then like people that I work with that's like on my rank level, so like someone above me have congratulated me, like shout me out, say, "Oh my God, you're doing well, you're the best, you're blah blah," blah. And then someone be like, "Oh, Frank, it's just because you got a fat ass." Like literally verbatim. Like we had an inspection, and it's in the main space, and so the engine, the thing that propels the ship through the water, and I'm one of the inspection is to make the ship stop, and I made the ship stop longer than they're used to. So I was getting like, damn, like she did a good job, blah blah. And one of my, I don't know what it's called, but one of the people that's like I work with that's like the same rank as me. "Oh well, Frank, it's just because you got a fat ass," and he was staring at your ass. Okay,
No.
like, but luckily I know that I was the best. I was the best because if you were better at it, they would have put you on it. Because this is to
Right.
certify the ship, so they're
Yeah,
gonna put
and
the best
they want
motherfucker.
to put the
You know what I'm
person
saying?
for their best for their safety.
Exactly. Like it's literally to certify the boat. Like the war fighting ship that we're gonna get underway with is to certify it. So if you were better than me, they would have put you here.
Right.
Okay? Like so
And the
it's like,
reason I go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say the reason I asked that is because you got so many people saying, "Oh, people are getting through, getting higher rankings just because of DEI." You had people talking about the military, bringing up the military, talking about people are like, I've never seen a SEAL have a easier test than the next SEAL. If you're going to be a SEAL, you get the same test as everybody else, whether you're a woman or man. You know what I'm saying? So I just seen so many people talking about that, and I just wanted somebody actually in the service to say something because you got so many people, especially people. I'm not gonna say his name to make your spot hot, but we have someone in the cabinet that is ex-military, and he's just out there
Mm-hmm.
lying, just
And I
lying.
definitely, definitely. One, this certain someone hasn't even been in that position in a while. They weren't even in the military that long. And also, at the end of the day, the mission comes first. The
Yeah,
mission comes before everybody. The mission comes before our life. They will
yeah.
literally like put our life on the line. So why would they put DEI above the mission?
And for everybody who doesn't know anything about me, because I don't talk about this on TikTok, um, I work on the base with Marines every day. Everybody who's there deserves to be there.
Hmm.
Um, I work with Marines though. I mean, I went to the Marine Ball. I've seen how
Oh,
some of these
I know you had a time.
I've seen how some of these guys get down. Everybody has their personality. Everybody has different sides to them. Not everybody is actually, as smart as their rank, and is male, female. It doesn't matter, but it just happens. That's life, and
With
people get
anything.
to places with any type of job, government, not government, DOD, whatever. I work in the Pentagon sometimes, and the most intellectual people I run into at the Pentagon is either, of course, an old ass motherfucker or some black women. And it's just crazy the fact that I meet white women all the time and they're just like, "Oh yeah, I got my bachelor's from Penn State." I'm like, oh, "Okay, it's cool. You did your thing, blah blah blah." But then you meet a black woman that has the same job as them, and they're like, "Oh, I have two masters. I have three bachelor's degrees. Like, and it's just like it gets to a point where like, what the fuck is going on? Why do you need all of that just to work the same job as a girl who just went to state college?
Because we have to work 2 times as hard to get the same thing.
It don't make no goddamn sense.
I
And
mean, it's you know what? There I think and I think a lot of them suffer from not really from ignorance, from like true
yeah,
ignorance and not recognizing like their parents and their grandparents did them a disservice because their parents and grandparents were racist. They did horrible things. They participated in horrible things. So rather than educate their children and really teach them like why and how and why these systems were put in place, they said like, oh well, black people are stupid and we have to make a spot for them. No, it's they're not teaching them that, hey, yeah, this was an all white company
yep.
and we refuse to hire black people regardless of their education, regardless of their ability. We're just going to hire people based on their race, and they're forcing us to look at applicants of other races, other genders. So they're just going to say, "Oh no, it's because we have to hire black people."
You
But
got to
I
get
don't
2 times the amount of education just for somebody to say, "Oh, she's one of the good ones."
But you know what? I don't think they don't realize that this is not going to work in their favor in the long run, right? Because right now they're like, oh, DEI is because of black people. They're like, let's take the names off. Let's take the gender off. Let's take the race off. Yes, let's do that.
Yeah,
Let's
a
do
lot of
that.
people aren't as qualified.
Listen, they want if they will never do that. They will never do that because the powers that be, they know what they want. They know what they want the rank structure or these companies, they know what they want the CEOs and the boards to look like. They want it to be a majority of a certain color because as much as they talk about DEI, when you look at the infrastructure or the rank structure from the White House to every CEO, what they look like.
Exactly. And I
Okay.
thought about that one day. And I said, the people in power, of course, they're going. And I thought about it, I said, I can't really blame them, but we did need that DEI initiative because in my head, what I had to realize is if I was a CEO in a person of power and I see a young black man and he's really trying, I'm like, I want to put him in a good position to succeed. Before I look at any other white man, and I'm gonna try to put that young black because what happens is you can see yourself in that person, and you see yourself at that time when you were struggling and you wanted somebody to give you a chance. So I understand why they do it,
No,
but we
here's the
needed
thing.
that
I
initiative.
don't. I don't. Here's the thing. Well, I'm not gonna say I don't. It's racist. Like they're doing it for a different reason that we're doing it because you would do it because you understand that the struggle that black men have had, but
Yeah,
they're doing it to maintain power. You're not doing it to. You're doing it to like try to to match.
right.
They're doing it to maintain supremacy.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And that's why they're trying to get rid of it now. So it's like, oh well, because then if they keep the like race, gender, and stuff on applications, right? And now they're like, oh, we're not hiring based on race. There's no requirement for a company to say a company has to have like 10% black, 3% Asian, 5% of the company has to be women. Let's say they get away with all of that. That's the DEI. They get rid of the requirement. They no longer have to hire veterans. They no longer have to hire women. They no longer have to hire black people. They no longer have to hire anybody. And then all of a sudden, all the applicants, all the people that get hired are now white men.
and you know who really gonna be the funniest out of all of this? The white women. They don't know
They
that
finna
they're
be
part of DEI.
crying.
They don't even know that they think it's all about being black or Mexican.
They finna be cry. They're gonna be crying, and you wanna know why? Like it's gonna be so funny because black women are
Because
used to
you know
being.
the least qualified demographic out here in this country. We know black women are most qualified usually, and then you got white men that usually get these degrees and stuff. They got these scholarships
But
from
even them are
alumni,
even they are getting less and less.
right?
And
But you
what
know who got even less qualifications than white women?
you
They
said it,
don't even
not me.
further their education. They don't. They go to state
Not even just
college.
white women, conservative white women.
Oh yeah, they don't even have a college degree. They don't have a high school diploma sometimes.
Listen, I think the conservative women, they don't recognize the position that they are putting themselves into. Because even now, they're like on TikTok, like, um, have you lost any rights? Because I haven't lost any rights. And it's like,
You go, girl.
okay,
You go, girl. Because
do
look,
you?
let's like you said, let's take the race and gender questions off of applications and let's see who looks like the best candidates.
Exactly. Let's take it off. Let's go ahead and take it off and see who foots the bill. Let's
And
see if you, with your 4 year city college degree and my 20-year veteran, multiple certifications, degree holding has.
yeah,
Like, y'all would never see another
man,
job.
my mom I was having a conversation with my mom about just salary and stuff one time. She'd been in radio and television for over 20 years. When she had me, she was already working at a radio station in DC. Um, and I'm 30. So uh we was having this conversation one time. She got her bachelor's degree, she got her master's degree. She was like, yeah, I just need a place to pay me like, like 90,000. I said 90,000 in DC? You should be you with 30 years of experience, bachelor's degree, master's degree. Mom,
That's 90 and with a master's is and not making that is crazy.
I said, Mom, are you insane? But then I got to think, I got to take a step back. It's not that easy for her.
It's not. It's not. And I think a lot of black women, especially like older black women, they come from a generation of just like accepting
Accepting.
and like not recognizing like they deserve. And I think even for me, like I'm raising entitled like black people as a whole, we have to stop making people feel like being entitled is a bad thing. My daughters will feel entitled. Yes, I deserve it. Yes,
If you
it's
put the work
mine.
in,
Like,
once you
and
put
even
that
if
work
they, and
in, ain't
even if
nobody
they
tell you
didn't, and
nothing.
even if they didn't, I don't give a damn. I'm raising white men in black girl bodies. I don't give a damn.
It's
Yes, baby, you
crazy
deserve it.
because I ain't even finished my degree and I make way over 90. And I'm 30. My mom is damn near 60.
You know what? Different generation. Like you come in like, especially when you know your stuff, you know how to do your stuff, and it's like, and I think the people who are racist don't realize the people that are making these rules make them feel like your race is more important than their money, and it's not. At the end of the day, if that black person is going to make them more money, they're going to take the black person. And that's why black people had opportunities post, slavery, post Jim Crow, even though they had to work a million times harder than their fucking counterparts. At the end of the day, the bottom line don't fucking lie. And the people at the top, they want to make money.
Exactly.
They want to make money.
But
Right.
I don't want to keep on you know, this is stuff that we, like you said, a niche audience.
Yeah.
But I mean, most of my followers are black women. When I did the podcast with Mecca, they was just like, yeah, we thought that, doing the podcast with you, we get some of the boys. Not over here. Nah, 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 nah. I
Hey, first
actually
of all,
be slandering.
for you to end up on my FYP, I know you for the girls. But you know what? There are some black male TikTokers that like they, which honestly it's better. No shade to the men. No shade to the men. The women are just more loyal when it comes to following. They give you more grace. They're more
Hell
understanding.
no.
How so?
Hell no. Hell no. Fuck no. If I was talking
They,
about sports, these niggas will cuss me out and still come back to my page and talk nice the next day. If I talk about women, if I say one wrong thing, that's why like
but they don't
women
follow you.
women will send me stuff to talk about. Like that one lady was doing something with her baby that was outlandish. I forgot what it was. It was like 4 months ago. She
Listen,
said,
dudes send me stuff. Okay, not dudes. This one guy sends me stuff to talk about all the time. But no, no, it's usually women do tag me and stuff all the time. There's this like two girls that tag me and stuff every day, every
Women,
day.
let me tell you, if you say one thing wrong about women, or if you say something that they don't like, they going off. They going off. Men, like, like when that lady sent me something, it was something with this woman with her child was on something crazy with her kid. I can't remember what it was. But I said, yeah, I'm not going to talk about that. She said, why? I think you need to talk about this. I ain't messing with their moms. You know how fast you get canceled messing with their moms? Even though the lady will be in the wrong, they're going to say, why you talking about it? Why you? Nah, I ain't fucking with
And you say, because I used to
you.
be a child. I'm
Well,
oh, my mama.
that
I
is a
swear to
fact.
God. Like, here's the thing. Listen, the women are going to. Yes, I ain't gonna lie. They're ruthless. They harsh. They harsh. But like when it comes to stuff like that, if you really feel like talk about it. Who gives a fuck? Like if if you believe in what you said, then that's what the fuck you said. Then that is what
Man,
you said.
one
You
time I
used to
made
be
a
a child,
video.
because it's not about women being mothers. If you could speak on it from like the perspective of, I used to be a child, and if my mom behaved in this way, or if this happened to me as a child, or then you know what I'm saying, like you're not speaking as like a mother, but like you're like there's something that's just common sense.
One time I made a video real quick. It's like a 10-second video. I said, man, why light skinned girls act like that? And I ended the video. Boy, they was on my ass. They was on my ass.
Listen, them lights. Listen, this. Let me not say nothing. Let me. I'm
You don't want to start beefing with light skinned women. That's like beefing with Swifties.
listen. They finna be like, you black bitch. Wait,
So that's
please
another topic
no,
right there. When I was growing up,
no.
they called me Akon. They said I look like under the bed. They said I look like when the back of their eyelids when they close their eyes. They said I look like
You know what? Colorism runs so deep in the black community that
now look.
there has been like conversations about colorism across this platform a lot. We get into it a lot. Like people be talking about funny face looking light skins. And it is true. There are women who are not pretty who think their light skin makes them like.
Yeah, because I just seen this video. This girl talking about some. Well, I always had it easy because I'm mixed. My mom's white and Mexican, and like just thinking that just being mixed just makes her superior. And I'm like,
But it's probably because like people have treated her better. Like, and what I will
that's
say,
why
what
I always ask people where they from, because if you grew up in Miami, I don't even want to talk to you.
but I feel like you don't think that happens in DC where you from.
Nah. Now, if you go to it's like this one little area called DuPont Circle. It'd be black people up there, it'd be a little bit of white people up there, but the bars is like basketball players, NBA, NFL players, people who not from here, but they got money. And
Mhm.
them bars have all light skinned bottle girls, and they all look like Cuban and whatever, whatever. And the people who come here and want to date them type women, they don't never date women actually from DC. The women actually from DC, they don't have no issues. Then you know what I'm saying? Like if you really from around here, nah, nah, nah. All our families. It was a great migration from South Carolina. These some dark
Okay.
people.
Well, I'm
Um,
gonna see. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna be counting. I'm be like the ratio don't match what you said.
hey,
I'm
you
like
gonna
we
see
had. I'm be like we had
African. Look,
28 light skins and 5 dark skinned women.
look. I'm gonna
You
take you out
said
Moco. I'm gonna take you out Moco, where all the Jamaicans and West Africans is, and you'll see. It's
no. I don't want to go where I know the people gonna be dark. They
look.
gonna be dark.
Boy, that's what. Look, I tell when I call my man on the phone, the guys, I'm like, hey. You want to go to the motherland? They're like, oh fuck yeah. When we looking for women, we call Silver Spring, Maryland. We call that the motherland.
Listen, we
We gotta
finna
go
see.
out there. Oh yeah, you finna see for real. Ain't no nah. If you see a bunch of when you see them dudes and they all on the light skinned girls, or look, this how you gonna know if they wearing streetwear and they dress like a DC nigga versus these niggas who dress like I don't know why, but all these dudes nowadays dress like Bill Cosby or some like Theo Huxtable or some shit.
Like the
It's
sweater with
weird.
the
Yeah, like the coat and everything and the big ass jeans. If you see them dudes and they talking to light skinned girls, you say, okay, they not from DC. The niggas from DC or PG County, I'm trying to tell you something, Frankie. They're gonna be on your ass. They're gonna be on your ass. Nigga fuck around faint when you walk in that motherfucker.
listen. I,
So what's up, Frankie? What you looking for now? You done got divorced. You looking for a husband, or you just having fun? You know how women be like, I'm just having fun. I'm having a good time.
I'm not gonna say I'm gonna listen. I am the worst when it comes to like, oh, I just want to date. Cause as much as I be on my page, like like he man, like I hate niggas. I don't hate. I'm a lover
Oh,
girl.
we
Don't tell
know them
nobody I said
girls who
that.
talk about that stuff online. We know good and well. Them be the ones
I.
that be on your line.
But here's the thing. I'm very hot and cold. I'm like I can't say like, oh, I'm just dating. Like I'm not good at dating because if I start dating and then I find somebody I like,
It's a wrap.
that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. With my ex-husband, we went on one date and we didn't separate after that. Every relationship I've been in,
Yeah.
I go on one date, I go on one outing, one link.
Yeah, we love the military woman. USA. USA.
Listen, we ain't all like this. Don't get it twisted now.
I know a lot
I'm
of them.
just I'm just a sensitive bitch at heart.
I seen
I
them.
like here's the thing. I like what I like and like I don't um like I don't know. I just it's very hard for me to find people that I can enjoy myself with that I'm also attracted to. You know what I'm
I
saying?
feel you.
So when I find that, because I'm not one of them girls that can like fake it. You know, like some girls will be like, I'm just going to eat. Baby, I cannot do that. I can afford dinner. I'd rather take myself out and put my headphones in and like be there, like you know what I'm saying? But if I find someone I'm like attracted to you, I enjoy your company. I don't want to leave.
I feel like in your 30s, you just know. Like when you in your 20s, you like, you don't, you know what I'm saying? But when you in your 30s, you
No, I've
like,
always been like that. I've always been like that. If I like you and I enjoy your company, if I'm having here's the thing, right? I think it's also part of like my ADHD thing cuz it can be bad because I can be like so into you and I'm having so much fun. And then like one day I just be like, I don't
ain't
like it here
fucking with it.
anymore.
Yeah. What's your
Mm,
sign?
I'm a Leo.
Hmm.
What?
I didn't say nothing. I just
Yes,
said
you
I don't
did. You
know.
said a lot just now.
I,
What that mean? What you mean by
I
that?
don't know nothing. No. You
What
know,
do you mean by
I
that?
don't dibble and dabble in signs that I ain't dated. Like, so for me, I don't be all on that like reading the shit on the internet and stuff like that. I be more so like the women that I've dated. Like if I dated a Cap, I've dated a lot of Capricorns, so I know. I feel like I know them by now. But
Hmm.
if I ain't date a lot of Leos, I can't say nothing about them. But I feel like it's a reason I don't date a lot of Leos.
Why is that?
They be on bullshit. They be on all fake ass bullshit time.
But
All
we're
bullshit.
so much fun though.
This girl, I know this girl that's a Leo. She came over to my cookout last summer, and she wanted to. We talking like we on live in front of only a few people right now. I don't know.
You know, on the bright side, you can edit it. You can edit it.
Yeah, I can't edit it. But yeah, you know, she was definitely a good time, but she just be city to city doing her thing, popping out with her brothers, going to the club, just doing her thing, having a ball.
Hmm. She living
She do
life.
that thing. And she talking about something, well, I don't know why you don't take me serious. I know better.
What you mean you know better?
I know better. You
Why
you
you
had
know
your
better?
fun. You hit me up when you
But
in my
here's the thing,
city.
right? Here's the thing, right? Why should she stop doing what she's doing if like you're not in that place? Like, cause here's the thing, right? Then you start like chilling, like relaxing, not going out, not doing whatever you want to do, and then they still don't take you serious. So it's like, what are we doing? Like, you want me to
I
down?
feel like chilling and relaxing shouldn't be forced. It should be natural. It should be like,
It's not about being forced, but my thing is, I'm not in a relationship. I'm just living life. I don't have a reason to be like calm. Like I don't have. 'Cause when you're in a relationship versus being single, it's a different life. I mean, for me,
yeah.
I live in I stay in my house. Listen, my mortgage is high. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
You
I
getting
like
them
it here.
TikTok checks, man. You be all right.
Mm, It,
TikTok gonna pay that house off.
if it stay around. But
Yeah.
I like my house. Like I love being in my house. But everybody don't like being in their house.
I
That's
do
just
think that
me.
Leo women are a little extravagant, though. Nothing
When
wrong
we
with
go
it.
out.
Nothing wrong. Look, it's nothing wrong with it. Look, a lot of people tell me I act like a Leo. I got Leo rising.
Hmm.
So they tell me I act like a Leo when they first meet me. But then when you really get to know me, it's way different. Cause I do like nice clothes. I like nice things. I like nice, I got a nice little apartment. I like nice cars. I got a nice car. But when you really get to know me, they'd be like, damn, do you even give a fuck about any of that shit? And it's like, I don't know. Do I? I really don't give a fuck about none of this shit. But at the same time, I can't see myself just going to get something normal. I don't know.
I mean,
I just can't see myself pulling up in a Toyota Corolla. Like, I don't know why, but I just can't.
me personally, I mean, I drive a Jeep, but I drive a Jeep Compass. And I mean,
Oh,
my
you a
Jeep,
mom.
yeah. But also, I think I've never really cared about a car because my thing is right. I'm thinking like the world I really live in.
Well, let's
I'm
talk
never,
about girl things though, not cars. Let's talk about girl things. When the last
but
time you
girls
went?
love cars.
When the last time you went without getting your nails done,
I do my own nails.
and
The
you started
only
doing that
the
because you needed them done all the time?
No, because you know why I just started doing my own nails? The last time I went, I had just started being so unhappy with the service that I was receiving that it just, I don't know, it just wasn't sitting right with me. Like it just, I'm like, I'm paying you all this money. The price just keep going up, up, up. Like for basic shit, like shit that I used to pay $50 for, you're now asking me 120 for.
That's
And
how my
I'm
haircut stuff be.
listen, and I'm very fiscally responsible sometimes, depending. Like comment like you can't tell me I used to pay 2 months ago I paid $60 and now you're asking me for 120. Like the last couple times I went to the nail salon, my bill is different every fucking time. Every time you give me a thing, it's different. And I'm asking you, why is it different? You can't tell me? Don't even worry about it.
That's
Don't even
how,
worry about it.
like with the haircut stuff, it just keep going up and up and up and up and up. And I used to get my haircut every week because I like looking presentable. And I'm like, I can't do this no more.
Listen,
Like,
get you a little thing, line it up in the front, and then like get they have the mirrors thing. Listen, the only beauty service I do not do is wax my coochie. And I have tried. I've tried, but it's not that it ain't
look like
listen.
the rocky road down there, huh?
Listen, some things require professionals.
Yeah.
and they can have that. And I'll get them that,
Yeah.
but that's it. If it's my hair, I'ma do it. If it's my nails, I'ma do it. What else? Anything beauty related, I'm gonna do myself. Like I do my nails, my hair, everything else. Just and listen, if my waxing lady get a little too out of pocket, I'll try it again. I'll figure it out. Or we're just gonna be living in the wild.
Hey man, I do know some Jamaicans that got that little Stephen A. Smith bush down there. You know, you would think they get the bikini line or something. Nah, man, let that
Nothing, not
thing.
even like a shape up.
Anthony Davis unibrow down that motherfucker. Trying
Uh,
to tell you, little Ush Bush,
mm-mm,
little Pamela Davis. But it's cool
mm-mm.
though. I don't mind going down there and seeing Marcus Garvey. We fine.
Listen, and you know what's like it's the men that mind. I don't mind. I mean, no, not the men that reverse. Switch that. I mind. They don't mind. If I was to ever
That boy a beast. You ever
listen,
think like some of these dudes is just too far gone? They some animals, animalistic.
no.
When these dudes say, "I can smell when she ovulating, I'm gonna eat whatever she pull out them pants." Like okay.
Okay, I've never had nobody say no shit like that to me now.
I swear they used to say that because I seen that on Twitter. I
Who
said, y'all can
said
smell it
that?
because maybe my nose not working. They can smell when a
Okay,
woman ovulating.
ovulating. Oh, well, now that I think about it, maybe.
These dudes are some animals. They need to be caged.
But maybe. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. When I'm ready, I could smell it. Not like a bad like. Well, of course, not a bad smell, but I could smell like the. If I'm like,
Can you teach me how to smell that? Can you train my nose like a dog?
you gotta put your nose in it.
I know you ain't putting your nose in it unless you're doing some yoga.
Who is not smelling a cat?
Oh, you.
Yes.
Oh, I wasn't thinking about that.
Listen,
Okay,
that's the only way to know what's like not the only, but it's like you can't it's not like it's not an outside organ. So you can't just look and see what's going on. And I want to make sure my ecosystem is always doing well.
I get it now. I see what I gotta do.
You know
I
what I'm saying?
gotta do.
You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure, yeah, a little you want to make sure your ecosystem is doing what it's supposed to do.
I gotta make sure. Like it's just like when you get the wine and you swish it around and you. Yeah, I gotta do a little
Listen,
bit of that.
and listen. I'm very in tune with my body. So whenever I'm in a different phase, because that's another thing, right? So maybe those people are with their women, so they understand when you're with your woman and you're also tracking her cycle, her phase. You know when her ovulation period is coming up. So right after her cycle, when her cycle ends, like I want to say 2 or 3 days after that, is the ovulation window.
That's when y'all turn
So
into like wild dogs.
yes. So if you know when her window comes and you start to kind of like make a mental note of what she smells like during that time period,
My
then
ex was a doula, and I was with a
mhm.
doula for a long time. I know way too much about women's. Well, not way too much. It's never too
I was about to
much,
say it's
but
no
I
way too
know
much.
I know a lot more than other
The
guys.
average.
I was with a doula for years, and all she talks about is the vagina and vaginal health and the body and you know babies and
Hmm.
shit like that. Jamila a doula too.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
That's why I started following her because my ex told me to follow her.
Oh, that's nice.
But yeah, it's a lot to learn, you know. I feel like a lot of women aren't sexually empowered enough.
I think they feel some kind of shame when it comes to it, especially I think black women. I think the black community. This is also something I had talked about on my page a while ago. I don't know if I can't remember if it's my backup or my main page, but about people call little black girls fast for like the dumbest shit, just like red nail polish, having long hair, or smiling at a grown man, like just oh you being fast. You know what's crazy? I actually messaged my ex husband this weekend,
Uh
and like I
oh.
was like, you know what? I really appreciate you for like allowing our daughters to like express themselves, because he had them on Valentine's Day, and he brought them home on Saturday, and he took them to get their nails done. And when my daughter showed up with red nail polish, and I'm just like, I appreciate you for not like being, like how our
Did that
parents
mean
were,
something?
huh?
Red nail polish means something?
Yeah, like when, at least for like when we was growing up, I'm gonna send you the TikTok um that I had made, and so you could see like the women in the comments. And I talked about, I was like, list of all the things like little black girls were called fast for. And it's like wearing red, crossing your legs, what else? It was just like a list of just like just things that little girls in other races were not demonized for, but black girls were. And you'll see all the black women in the comments like, yeah, I couldn't do this, I couldn't do this, I couldn't do this, I couldn't do this. And like even now, a lot of black women have an issue with wearing red nail polish because it seemed as like a whore color.
Hmm.
Yeah, like there's a lot of things, like even like a lot of black women are teaching themselves to like get over or outgrow or accept, you know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't feel comfortable to them for a reason. And it's because like when you were little, they were told you, oh, you can't do this, you can't do this. And I think, but our parents, and then like like once again, everything stems from slavery, right? So, you would teach your children to be less appealing, because little black girls used to get
Taken up to the master's room.
a lot. So
I
you
was
would.
watching a video of this girl talking about her experiences. She was still alive, and you
Mhm.
know, in Louisiana, they still had like people on the plantations. What like to this day is people living on those plantations,
Exactly.
and the master owned the big house, and they run it the same way. They just don't call it the same thing, and that master, the guy at the big house, the quote unquote landlord of the
Mhm.
property, he's still taking them little girls up there in Louisiana to this day. Mm-hmm.
When we get off, I'm gonna do some motherfucking research. I'm gonna make me a motherfucking video because they got me fucked up.
I'm gonna send it to
But
you.
yeah, like so it's like back then they would do a lot of things to little black girls, or not do things, but like to make them more less unattractive. You don't want your daughter to do anything that could seem appealing, which a lot of it is like regular shit. When I like for Jamaicans, like if I cross my legs at the knees, that seem as appealing. That's seen as
Hmm.
like grown woman thing. Like if you're gonna cross your legs, you need to keep your knees together and cross your legs at the ankles. Like
That
crossing your
makes
legs at the knees is
sense
grown.
why women. I do be seeing Jamaican women sit a certain way.
That's called cutting your tent. You are a big woman. Yeah, you don't you and then it's also it's the way that they enforce it in us. It's like you're trying to shame you about doing these things. So now when you become an adult, you still don't feel comfortable doing it because you have this shame attached to it.
Hmm.
So that's a part of the reason why black women don't feel comfortable, because then we're raised in like no sex, no sex, no boys, no boys, no boys, literally until black women are adults. Like even the men in our lives, like my brother, like your uncles or whatever, they're like, men are horrible, men only want one thing from you, blah blah, like. And that's why a lot of time we see this like culture of like black women hating black men or whatever, and it's like y'all literally like drill it into our heads. I don't know, none of my friends growing up were allowed to date.
Hmm.
White girls are allowed to date, right? And with supervision in their parent in their household. None of my friends were allowed to do that. So you have to sneak and have a boyfriend. So you're shamed for dating. You're shamed if you have sex. And then all of a sudden you hit your 20s and then it's like, where's my grandbaby?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's like, so it's like we don't learn to build that like relationship with men in a healthy way, in a healthy manner. You're literally your whole life you're taught that men are dangerous, men only want one thing from you. Um you need to carry yourself in a certain way, and then if you are younger and you have sex, you're a whore, you're a slut, you're nasty, you're disgusting. So then when you
That
get
explains
older,
TikTok.
when you get older, you associate liberation or feeling comfortable sexually with being nasty.
Hmm.
I think it takes a lot for women to break themselves out of that. And also, a majority of women have never experienced an orgasm. Once you experience one for real life, I don't give
That's
a
why
fuck
I
what y'all
said.
talking about.
That's
I
why I
don't give a
said when you meet a
fuck what
woman
y'all.
who never even had no man go down there for, it's like that's a part of the process. That's like the build up for everything. That's like the
It's an oven. A lot of women treat their bodies like a microwave. Baby, this is a convection oven. It needs to
oh my
preheat.
god. I just dated a woman and I was telling her like, she was saying that, oh, my last dude ain't like foreplay, but she ain't like kissing, she ain't like this, she was like, oh, I don't want nobody
Is that ogre you're talking about
um
on live?
mm-hmm, talking about I don't want nobody, kissing my breast and this and that. And then she just bend over and just, I'm like, young, this is why
Just bend over.
she just be bending over and just be ready. I just be like, this is not going to get us nowhere. I don't want to sit here and give you these quick pleasures. I'm trying to take it there. You know what I'm saying? Trying to give you a real reason to never leave.
You know what? Pause.
Well, you broke the seal now. You done effed up. You done effed up now.
I know.
What you got in that cup?
Vodka. I normally don't do vodka. But I really wanted I had some mint in my fridge and I was like, I want something different. Since I'm not drinking.
Um, well, yeah, I'm about to tell the whole world we dealing with a white woman. We dealing with a white woman. She drinking vodka. This is the Tito's.
No, it's what's that other one called? I don't drink vodka. I really don't drink.
Belvedere, Grey Goose.
No,
If it's Grey Goose, I will give you a pass.
no, it's the one with the black uh is it no, it's not Belvedere. It's the one with the black writing. Um
I'm not a vodka expert. I
me
haven't had my fair share of white women at all.
Listen, first of all, you were young. We all drank vodka. And here's the thing. When I'm not like drinking, like right now I'm not. I'll have gin, vodka, whiskey, all that stuff in my cabinet because like sometimes I like a drink. You know what I'm saying? I made a beverage. Okay?
Mm,
I made a beverage. If I'm not
very
drinking,
demure.
but if I'm gonna be drinking, okay, that's different. I want some tequila. What kind of tequila you drink before I say anything?
I like some brands
You about
that
to say
people
some dumb
like
shit.
Siempre. No, no, no. I like some brands that people probably never heard of, like Siempre, or it's
Mm,
small batch, like little stuff I be trying that,
additive free.
yeah, like little. It's stuff that's not like the main brands.
Okay, cause I mean, I'll drink Don Julio if that's all they have, but
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
going to the
yeah.
store buying that.
I was drinking Dom before we got on the call because I was at the club last night and I bought a bottle at the club, and that's what they had. That's what they gave me.
Listen, the last time they gave me a bottle, listen, I'm so like scarred about buying bottles at the club because the last time we went to the club, I don't drink white unless it's Lalo. It's the son of Don, not the son, the grandson of Don Julio. He came out with his own brand of tequila. Um,
Hmm.
and it's good. But he only makes Blanco. He literally only makes Blanco. It's called Lalo. That's some
He
good
probably change
tequila.
it up later once he got some years in,
Yeah,
maybe.
he'll probably change it up later, but right now that's all he makes, and it's so good.
Cause Blanco is quick.
Yeah, but
Reposado take years. Añejo would take years.
yes, but I don't and Don Julio Blanco, that shit nasty as hell.
That's
And
what
the
I was drinking
last
right before we got on call.
oh, what are
I'm
you
on it.
still drinking?
And I'm on Uncle Pat right now. We call it Pat Ron. Look, we smoking
I
Pat's
cannot drink
Mahomes
Patron.
pack.
I cannot drink Patron.
We
Cannot.
are smoking Pat Mahomes pack. We drinking Pat Ron.
Cannot do it. Can't. But I don't. You know what? I only started drinking tequila, and I want to say in 2023 is when I started drinking tequila. And I didn't drink tequila because when I was 18, I got stationed in Guam. At the
Mm.
time, the drinking age in Guam was 18. The first weekend I got to Guam, we went to the bar, pull up in the bar, and I'm pulling up with people that drink, that people that been drinking. I ain't never like I've only had like wine coolers and shit like that. I'm pulling up with people that drink. Mind you, they're Navy sailors that's been in the Navy. This is my first year in the Navy, first duty station, first night out. We get to the bar, they say two shots of tequila, everybody, double shots, everybody.
So you wasn't drinking liquor in high school, huh?
No.
That's how my Jamaican ex is. She like, what? You guys were bad. Like, yeah,
Yes, y'all are bad. Y'all are. No, I'm not gonna say horrible, but the level. I did not realize the difference in the level of like control. I'm not gonna say discipline, but y'all don't fear y'all parents.
Oh no, I was outside.
Y'all do
I
not
got I got kicked out of school in the 8th grade, and I ain't turned back. I was
listen.
outside.
I didn't even curse. I did not curse. When I got to, what's crazy? I came to the States. I went to a predominantly white school where I got made fun of for like my accent. And that's why a lot of times like people like, you don't sound Jamaican. Yeah, because I had to get that shit the fuck up out of here. Like I had to adapt quickly. And one thing about me, I'm gonna adapt. So I went to an all white like
It's the same thing with me. I work in
yeah.
Arlington right now, and my accent only come out when I start drinking. I'm gonna talk like a young nigga, but usually I don't be like, you know what I'm saying. I don't be like this for real.
Mm.
It blew me one time because I know you're not from here, but one time somebody commented, they said my cousins from DC don't talk like you. You must be from Bowie. And if you know Bowie, I'm like, man, you got me fucked up.
Is that like a white area?
Nah, it ain't no white areas in PG County. It's
Now
just
you
a
say
rich
PG
black
County, like I'm supposed to know
area.
what that is.
It's right outside of DC. All of DC is surrounded by PG County. But it's like a rich black area. It's a lot of Africans. It's a lot of
Is
weird
that where Potomac?
kids.
Is that where the Potomac is? Potomac?
The Potomac is every. I can look out my window
No,
right
I mean
now and see
like
the
okay, so
Potomac.
like because I watched the Real Housewives of Potomac, and Potomac is supposed to be like a rich
Oh,
area.
no, that's rich, rich. Bowie is normal rich. Like it's like $500,000 houses in Bowie, but
Damn,
Potomac is like Real Housewives of Potomac. You go out there. I go hiking out there. Those are $10 million houses. No bullshit. Like I drive through
I
on the
can
way to my
imagine
hike.
because I live in California, and like
Like after I'm done hiking, I would drive through the neighborhoods just to like see
You know,
like,
it's no, it's good to do that. It's good to do that.
and it's
Like,
gated houses too, like gated.
listen, when I used to deliver for, I used to do Instacart, right? And one time I delivered to a house and I said, bro, what the? I literally, like, after dropped off the groceries, I sat outside of my car and I looked up the address and how much that house was worth. Cause
And
I
what
was
area
like,
was it?
um, I can't remember the area. It was probably like an hour from where I live. But I was like, I went into like this gated community and it was a gated community of many mansions.
I don't
I
even
was
know where you
like,
live, so I have no idea what you're talking
well,
about.
I live in California. I live in San Diego.
Oh.
Yeah. Like my house is $500,000.
Mm.
But that's no, that's cheap for California.
Hey, I ain't trying. Which I
No,
hate when people call me
I'm
big
just saying like
money. My bad, big
nah,
money.
don't say that, don't say that, don't say that, don't say that. No,
Big money,
no,
Frankie.
trust no. That is not expensive. I live in my house is not the square footage don't match the price.
Yeah, let's be humble on the internet, huh?
Okay, the square foot don't match. Listen, don't think. Oh, she living this luxury. No. This is Southern California. What you're paying for is weather. What you're paying for is the climate, not the house.
I'm in an apartment. That's all I know.
Okay, and apartments right